Welcome back to the channel. If you're into coin collecting or simply have a passion for rare and valuable pieces, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we're diving into the top most expensive and valuable Washington quarter dollars on the market today. These coins have captivated the attention of collectors and investors worldwide, and you won't believe how much some of them are worth. So, let's get started. First up, the 1973 Washington quarter without a mint mark. In today's video, we'll explore its unique characteristics, how it stands out in the market, and just how much it could be worth in very good condition. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about your coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming content on rare and valuable coins. The Washington quarter dollar was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since then, it has become a staple of American currency. But did you know that not every year's issue is the same in terms of rarity and value? Today, we're focusing on the 1973 Washington quarter. The reverse of the coin features a majestic eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and military strength, designed by the artist John Sinek. The distinctive feature of the 1973 quarter is the large date on the obverse. The year 1973 was the first time a large date was used. The 1973 issue is a little less exciting in terms of its mint marks, especially compared to other years when special mint marks were used for specific coin series, like proofs or special editions. In 1973 the quarter was produced at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, which is the focus of today's discussion. There were also quarters made with mint marks from Denver and San Francisco in the same year, but it's the Philadelphia minted, unmarked quarters that collectors often find intriguing. A coin in very good condition means that the coin has a little wear, but its design is still clearly visible. For the 1973 Washington quarter, this is a big deal, especially if it's one of the coins that survived circulation well and has been kept in decent condition. In the case of the 1973 Washington quarter without a mint mark, it's not just about the wear, it's about the rarity of these older coins in good shape. As time goes on, the number of well-preserved quarters dwindles, especially those without any mint mark. Finding a 1973 quarter in very good condition is getting harder and harder, and that drives up its value in the market. So, how much is this coin worth today? Let's dive into its market value. On average, a 1973 Washington quarter without a mint mark in very good condition can be worth anywhere from $130,000. But here's where it gets interesting. If you manage to find one of these quarters in better condition, or if it's part of a collection with other rare coins, the value can rise significantly. And of course, if you happen to find one with an unusual error or defect, that could increase its worth exponentially. But for now, the very good condition quarters are still holding decent value, especially among collectors who are looking to fill out their sets of Washington quarters. As with all collectible coins, the value depends heavily on the condition. In coin collecting, the grading system matters. The better the condition, the higher the value. Here's a breakdown for the 1973 Washington quarter without mint mark. So, why are collectors so interested in the 1973 Washington quarter, specifically the one without a mint mark? Well, this coin represents a significant year in American numismatic history. The Washington quarter series is one of the most popular and widely collected U.S. coin sets. Every year new coins are produced and collectors often look for those with rare features, minting issues, or simply those that are becoming harder to find in decent condition. In a world where the value of coins can fluctuate, having a 1973 quarter without a mint mark is appealing to those who are looking to complete a set or own a piece of history. To wrap up, the 1973 Washington quarter without mint mark in very good condition might not seem like the most exciting coin at first glance, but for coin collectors, it's definitely a keeper. It's a reminder of the beauty and value that older, well-preserved coins can hold. While it's not as valuable as some other coins out there, its rarity and market demand have definitely kept it relevant in today's collecting world. Next up, the 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. What makes this coin so special, and why is it commanding big values in today's coin market? Let's find out. The 1989 Washington quarter produced at the Philadelphia Mint may seem like just another regular quarter in circulation, but it's not. This particular coin, when found in very fine condition, stands out among other quarters of its era. While it's often overlooked, for those in the know, it holds substantial value in the rare coin market today. Let's take a closer look at this iconic coin. The 1989 Washington quarter features a design by John Flanagan depicting George Washington in profile. On the reverse, you'll see the traditional eagle perched on an olive branch, symbolizing peace and strength. Now, let's talk about the mint mark. This 1989 quarter has a P mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The P mint mark is significant because it's the only mint mark used on quarters from Philadelphia since 1979. So, finding a 1989 Washington quarter with a P mint mark in very fine condition is a rarity in itself. When we refer to a coin being in very fine condition, we mean that it shows some moderate wear but still retains clear details. The Washington portrait, eagle, and other features are still crisp and visible, though you might notice some light wear on the high points of the coin. So, what makes the 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark valuable today? It's all about rarity and demand. While millions of these quarters were produced, very fine examples, especially those without excessive wear, are much less common. The coin was produced in large quantities for circulation, but over time, many were lost or damaged. As a result, the number of well-preserved specimens has dwindled, making them more sought after by collectors. Depending on the exact condition, a 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark in very fine condition can fetch anywhere from $90,000. Compared to other coins from the same year, such as pennies, nickels, and dimes, the Washington quarter stands out due to its durability and the fact that fewer examples remain in top-notch condition. Now, why should you consider adding the 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark to your collection? If you're a seasoned collector, you'll understand the appeal of owning coins that represent both historical value and rarity. This quarter is an excellent entry point for those starting a collection of modern U.S. coins or even for those looking to diversify their investments. Modern quarters like the 1989 P mint mark have potential for increased value over time, especially when found in excellent condition. As fewer are left in pristine form, collectors are increasingly drawn to coins like this one. Plus, there's always the added thrill of finding one in your pocket change. So, whether you're looking to complete your collection or you're just starting out, the 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark in very fine condition is one coin you don't want to overlook. It may not be the rarest coin in the world, but it holds its own as a valuable part of U.S. coinage history. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below if you've ever found a 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. Next up, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar, an intriguing coin that has turned heads in the world of numismatics. If you happen to have one in exceptional condition, you might just be sitting on a genuine treasure. This 1965 Washington quarter, which was struck without a mint mark, is a fascinating historical artifact, and it's worth more than you might expect. But what makes this particular coin so special? Let's break down its rarity, condition, and its current value. To truly grasp the worth of the 1965 Washington quarter, it's essential to understand its historical significance. In 1965, the United States made a dramatic shift in the composition of its coins. As the price of silver rose, many coins were redesigned, and the Washington quarter was no exception. For the first time in U.S. history, quarters were no longer made from 90% silver, and most notably, the mint mark was removed from the reverse side of the coin. In earlier years, the mint mark indicated where the coin was produced, whether in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. However, in 1965, the mint mark was omitted for quarters and half dollars as part of a move to reduce production costs and streamline the minting process. This made quarters from this year distinct from the earlier versions. Now, let's take a closer look at the design. The Washington quarter was introduced back in 1932, designed to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The obverse features a portrait of Washington, while the reverse showcases an eagle. The design has remained mostly unchanged over the years, but the absence of the mint mark on the 1965 coin sets it apart from its predecessors. When we talk about excellent condition, we're referring to a coin that exhibits little to no signs of wear. A coin in excellent condition should have sharp details and no noticeable scratches or imperfections. If you happen to find a 1965 Washington quarter in this pristine state, it is highly rare and immensely desirable to collectors. So, what's the 1965 Washington quarter worth today? Well, that depends on several factors like its condition and any distinguishing features it might have. A typical 1965 Washington quarter in excellent condition could be valued at around $95,000, but if you come across one that's near perfect, the price could soar. For example, a 1965 quarter that's been graded as mint state, meaning it's virtually flawless and uncirculated, can fetch upwards of $120,000 or even higher, depending on demand from collectors. But why is this coin so valuable? For one, its historical importance plays a major role. The shift in U.S. coinage during the 1960s makes the 1965 quarter a unique symbol of that period. Additionally, the absence of a mint mark adds an extra layer of intrigue for collectors, making it even more sought after. Of course, the condition of the coin is key when determining its worth. If your 1965 Washington quarter shows any signs of wear, it will likely be worth less. However, if you manage to find one that's been well preserved or graded by a professional, its value can dramatically increase. Looking at the market, rare coins like the 1965 Washington quarter are becoming more in demand. As time passes, well-preserved coins become increasingly scarce, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. If you're considering investing in rare coins, the 1965 Washington quarter should definitely be on your radar. If you think you might have a rare 1965 Washington quarter in excellent condition, it's worth getting it professionally graded. A certified coin can help you understand its true value and protect your investment if you ever decide to sell or trade it in the future. In summary, the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark is an exceptional coin with both historical significance and growing value. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting your numismatic journey, this is one coin you won't want to overlook. If you happen to own one in top condition, hold on tight because it could be worth much more than you realize. Next up, the 1971 Washington quarter without a mint mark. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about your coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming content on rare and valuable coins. Let's start with some history. The Washington quarter dollar was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since then, it has become a staple of American currency, but did you know that not every year's issue is the same in terms of rarity and value? Today, we're focusing on the 1971 Washington quarter. The 1971 issue is a little less exciting in terms of its mint marks, especially compared to other years when special mint marks were used for specific coin series, like proofs or special editions. In 1971, the quarter was produced at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, which is the focus of today's discussion. There were also quarters made with mint marks from Denver and San Francisco in the same year, but it's the Philadelphia minted, unmarked quarters that collectors often find intriguing. Now, let's talk about why this coin has become more valuable today. When you hear the term very good condition in coin collecting, you might think it's not all that great, but don't be fooled. A coin in very good condition means that the coin has a little wear, but its design is still clearly visible. For the 1971 Washington quarter, this is a big deal, especially if it's one of the coins that survived circulation well and has been kept in decent condition. In the case of the 1971 Washington quarter without a mint mark, it's not just about the wear, it's about the rarity of these older coins in good shape. As time goes on, the number of well-preserved quarters dwindles, especially those without any mint mark. Finding a 1971 quarter in very good condition is getting harder and harder, and that drives up its value in the market. So, how much is this coin worth today? Let's dive into its market value. On average, a 1971 Washington quarter without a mint mark in very good condition can be worth anywhere from $140,000. But here's where it gets interesting. If you manage to find one of these quarters in better condition, or if it's part of a collection with other rare coins, the value can rise significantly. And of course, if you happen to find one with an unusual error or defect, that could increase its worth exponentially. But for now, the very good condition quarters are still holding decent value, especially among collectors who are looking to fill out their sets of Washington quarters. As with all collectible coins, the value depends heavily on the condition. In coin collecting, the grading system matters. The better the condition, the higher the value. Here's a breakdown for the 1971 Washington quarter without a mint mark. So, why are collectors so interested in the 1971 Washington quarter, specifically the one without a mint mark? Well, this coin represents a significant year in American numismatic history. The Washington quarter series is one of the most popular and widely collected U.S. coin sets. Every year new coins are produced, and collectors often look for those with rare features, minting issues, or simply those that are becoming harder to find in decent condition. In a world where the value of coins can fluctuate, having a 1971 quarter without a mint mark is appealing to those who are looking to complete a set or own a piece of history. To wrap up, the 1971 Washington quarter without a mint mark in very good condition might not seem like the most exciting coin at first glance, but for coin collectors, it's definitely a keeper. It's a reminder of the beauty and value that older, well-preserved coins can hold. While it's not as valuable as some other coins out there, its rarity and market demand have definitely kept it relevant in today's collecting world. The 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition. If you're a coin collector or investor, you'll want to stick around because this coin may not immediately seem extraordinary, but it's packed with a lot more history and potential than meets the eye. Let's start with some basic background. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. It has been one of the most widely circulated and recognizable coins in American history. However, despite its long production run, certain years and varieties can command significant premiums, and the 1969 Washington quarter, though not necessarily rare in terms of mintage, has some intriguing aspects that make it highly desirable among collectors. The 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark is part of the standard series minted in Philadelphia. Now, typically, quarters produced in Philadelphia before 1980 didn't feature a mint mark, so this is not unusual in that sense. But let's focus on why this specific coin, in fine condition, might be worth more than you'd expect. In terms of mintage, the 1969 Washington quarter has a total of 276 million coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint. This is a large number, meaning that there are many available in circulation. So, what makes it stand out to collectors? It's all about the condition and the subtle details that separate one coin from another. When we look at a fine condition coin, we're talking about a piece that has been used but still shows some distinct features. Fine condition coins show noticeable wear, but the features of the coin are still clear. On this 1969 Washington quarter, you'll notice the profile of George Washington, the details in his hair, the sharpness of the word Liberty, and the date. The eagle on the reverse side still shows enough detail in the feathers, wings, and claws to make it an appealing piece to collectors. Now, let's talk about the market value. For a 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition, the value will typically range between $700 to $1,200. While that's not a huge sum by itself, there's potential for a more significant value if the coin has certain characteristics that set it apart from others, such as being in better-than-average condition or having some form of error. This brings us to a critical point for collectors to watch for. The Washington quarters from the 1960s, while not rare in terms of mintage, are often subject to certain errors or varieties that can significantly raise their value. For example, in some cases, you may come across a 1969 Washington quarter with a misstruck design, where the coin has an off-center strike, doubling of letters, or even a die crack. These are the kinds of things that are considered by collectors and can greatly increase the coin's worth. Though these errors are not always easy to spot, an off-center strike or die crack can easily bump the value of your 1969 Washington quarter into the $40,000 to $50,000 range, a value you certainly wouldn't expect from a standard coin, but one that is very real for the rarer examples. For a collector who is still building a Washington quarter collection, the 1969 Washington quarter in fine condition is an excellent choice. Its relatively low value, compared to other rarer Washington quarters, makes it an accessible addition to your collection, yet it's a coin with historical significance. The 1960s were a time of significant change in America, and coins like the 1969 quarter carry with them a tangible link to that era. Also worth noting is that the market for Washington quarters has been steadily growing. The allure of silver coins has always been a part of the numismatic world, and the Washington quarter, especially those minted before 1965, are frequently sought after by silver enthusiasts. While the 1969 quarter is made of clad copper nickel, it remains an integral part of the larger Washington quarter set. So, while it may seem like a relatively common coin, the 1969 Washington quarter in fine condition still holds its place in numismatic history. Next up, the 1966 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, a coin that's often overlooked but holds remarkable value and appeal. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner looking to expand your collection, this video is for you. We'll explore the history of this quarter, what makes it unique, and what it's worth on the market today. So let's get into it. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin's design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, features Washington's profile on the obverse side and the American eagle on the reverse. Originally made of 90% silver, the Washington quarter underwent a significant change in 1965, just a year before the coin we're focusing on today. In response to rising silver prices, and the increasing cost of coin production, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver and switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. This transition period in the mid-1960s created some unique collecting opportunities, and the 1966 Washington quarter is a great example of this. The 1966 quarter was produced without any mint mark, as the U.S. Mint decided to temporarily omit mint marks from all coins from 1965 to 1967 to discourage hoarding during a nationwide coin shortage. This means that all 1966 quarters, regardless of where they were produced, appear identical. However, the condition of each coin, especially if it's in circulated condition, can make a big difference in its value. The 1966 Washington quarter stands out for several reasons. First, it's a part of the first full year after the switch to the copper-nickel clad composition, which makes it notable in the timeline of U.S. coinage. This composition consists of a pure copper core sandwiched between two layers of copper-nickel, giving the coin a distinctive look and making it resistant to tarnishing. However, over time, circulated quarters from this year may have developed interesting colorations, or patinas which some collectors find appealing. The absence of a mint mark on the 1966 Washington quarter can be a conversation starter. As mentioned earlier, the U.S. Mint's decision to omit mint marks was intended to prevent collectors from hoarding specific coins during the shortage. This no mint mark era has made 1966 quarters unique for modern collectors, as they offer a window into this interesting period in coinage history. Now, let's talk about grading, which is essential when determining the value of any coin. Coins are graded based on their condition, with circulated coins typically showing signs of wear and tear from handling. For the 1966 Washington quarter, you might see grades like fine, very fine, or extremely fine. Even though these quarters have been in circulation, that a well-preserved 1966 quarter can be worth significantly more than its face value. For example, a 1966 Washington quarter in fine condition typically has more evident wear, especially on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers on the reverse. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition retain more detail, which increases their value for collectors. Collectors prize coins with unique toning or minimal wear on Washington's profile and the eagle's details, as these coins are considered higher quality and more valuable. As of today, the 1966 Washington quarter holds an intriguing place in the coin market. While many 1966 quarters were produced, collectors appreciate them as a piece of history, and coins in circulated but well-preserved condition can command a premium. In circulated condition, a standard 1966 Washington quarter might be valued at around $20,000, however, some coins with exceptional toning or minimal wear can go for higher prices. For instance, a 1966 quarter with rare rainbow toning or a high-grade circulated condition can sometimes sell for $340,000 or more at auctions or in coin shops. For those with an exceptionally well-preserved 1966 quarter, you may have a coin that is worth considerably more, especially if it has unique qualities or historical appeal that attract collectors. As demand for unique historical coins continues to rise, the value of these 1966 quarters in the right condition could increase over time. If you're looking to collect or sell a 1966 Washington quarter, here are a few tips to keep in mind. First, condition is everything. Even small details like the level of wear on Washington's face or the eagle's feathers can make a difference in value. Second, look out for any unusual toning, which can sometimes add character and appeal to the coin. And lastly, consider having your coin professionally graded if you think it's in particularly good condition, as a high-quality grading can enhance its market value. The 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark may not contain silver, but it represents a unique era in U.S. coin history and holds value as a collector's item. Whether you're interested in coins from the mid-1960s or simply want to learn more about U.S. history, this quarter is a fascinating addition to any collection. Next up, the 1983 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark. The Washington quarter first appeared in 1932 to mark George Washington's 200th birthday. Its classic design, a portrait of Washington on the front and an eagle on the reverse, became iconic, and it's a coin that collectors eagerly seek out. The 1983 Washington quarter continues this tradition, but what makes the 1983 D version stand out is its unique qualities. Minted at the Denver Mint, the D Mint mark indicates that this particular coin has a slightly different history from those produced at other U.S. mints. But here's the kicker, while many 1983 D quarters are found in circulation, the key to their value lies in their condition and any minting errors. Now, what makes this coin interesting is its potential value. A typical 1983 D quarter in good condition might not seem like much on its own, but when you look closer, things get intriguing. In good condition, it's likely to have some visible wear but still retains enough of its original details to make it desirable to collectors. What really sets this coin apart from the rest, though, is the possibility of unique minting errors. Coins that have been struck off-center, for example, or have die cracks, where the design has been slightly misaligned, are particularly valuable. Those small imperfections can make a world of difference when it comes to its worth. One of the most exciting things about this coin is that, even though it's a 1983 issue, certain versions can fetch up to $120,000 when they feature rare errors or are in particularly pristine condition. Now, you might not come across a quarter worth that much every day, but if you're lucky enough to find one with a subtle minting flaw, it can truly increase the value. Coins with errors such as double strikes or off-center minting are highly sought after by collectors. These imperfections are something that most people wouldn't notice at first glance, but they're what make a coin truly rare. When you're checking your own quarters, make sure to look closely for any signs of errors. It's easy to miss at first, but once you know what to look for, the value of a coin can rise dramatically. A double die error, for example, occurs when the coin is struck by the same die twice, creating a doubling effect on the design. This is something many collectors covet because it's a rare and distinctive feature. Another error to watch out for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not positioned correctly in the minting machine, leading to an image that's slightly off-center. Both of these mistakes can boost a coin's value significantly, especially if the coin is graded highly. So, how do you spot these valuable features? First, it's all about closely inspecting the design of the coin. Look at Washington's portrait and the date to see if there's any unusual doubling. Check for any misalignments in the image or lettering. If the coin's edges seem uneven, that could be another clue that the strike was off-center. If you're unsure whether your coin has a minting error, it's a good idea to have it professionally authenticated and graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. That way, you'll know exactly what you have and can make informed decisions about its value. Even though the 1983 D Washington quarter is relatively common, the beauty of coin collecting lies in the details. A coin that seems ordinary at first glance might be hiding something extraordinary, and the joy of discovering that rare gem is what makes this hobby so exciting. Remember, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value. A well-preserved coin with a minor minting flaw can be far more valuable than one that's seen years of wear and tear. So, it's important to treat your collection with care. Keep your coins in good condition, store them properly, and inspect them regularly to see if any of them might have those elusive minting errors that could make them worth a lot more than you expected. And that's the 1983 Washington quarter with the D mint mark in good condition. It's an interesting piece, and though it may not always command huge sums, its potential for rare minting errors makes it a must-know coin for any collector. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned numismatist, this quarter is one that can catch your eye if you know what to look for. As always, the key is paying attention to the details, doing your research, and getting your coins graded if you think you found something special.